Hi, I'm Amanda Cooper and I'm managing the Knowledge Network for Applied Education Research and its ambitious efforts in Ontario, Canada to try to increase research use in policy and practice across our education sector. So the initiative was launched January 2011 and currently has funded 45 projects underway and about $2 million total for funding. And we funded a number of projects that are around research brokering, exploiting research use more effectively, as well as bringing in some international expertise into the sector to impart some of the wisdom that we need about how to teach certain subject areas better. A few key parts of the initiative have been the goal of partnership. We look at knowledge mobilization as happening across three major domains. The producing domains, which happens to be research centers, universities. The users happen to be school districts, people on the ground, teachers and students. And then the center domain is research mediation, the intermediary organizations that facilitate the linkages between both the producing and using side. So one of the, I think, unique parts about the funding was the requirement for partnerships and the requirement to have all three domains represented in each project. So each project has to have at least someone from the research side, from the using side, and more importantly actually an intermediary that already has an embedded network through which to actually do the knowledge mobilization projects. And one thing I wanted to say about knowledge mobilization is it goes beyond research dissemination. I like to say that's the starting point of knowledge mobilization. It's actually the social interaction around research products and around this kind of activity and how we make meaning of it in our organizations. How do we change our infrastructure and our behavior and our professional development in order to actually bring research to bear in ways that can really improve student outcomes in education. There's a few lessons we've learned from the Knowledge Network, one of which has to do with identifying existing mechanisms. So rather than reinventing the wheel, first we sat back and saw who are the players in these different topic areas and how can we leverage what they already do. Do they already have an e-bulletin, an RSS feed, websites, events going on, and how can we actually kind of piggyback on all of those efforts in order to have a much more robust impact with little resource investment. So I think that's an important lesson for anyone trying to get activities. Rather than trying to build networks from scratch all the time, how can we repurpose the networks and mechanisms that exist? And it's not about using them in the same ways, it's about trying to be imaginative about the new ways we can use these partnerships and connections. Another lesson has been that if you want to get people together to work across diverse organizations that they're not used to working with, you need to give them time and money to do so. So for KNAER, we did this in the form of a letter of intent that was funded for $5,000 that allowed people some time and space to actually co-create the larger proposals. And I think that was a nod, although be it a small nod, depending on the resources needed, to actually saying, yes, we want you to work across these diverse contexts, but we're going to recognize that this is hard and challenging work, and you're going to be working with organizations that have different policies, different procedures. So that's how this network addressed that.